I don't feel irresponsible doing new things. I do my research, or I get the right help. I've felt good so far with the new things that I've had to pick up along the way. And that's part of why I'm doing it, so that I know all the parts that are going into it. We are wiring the house right now for 110 AC. We're going to use solar panels and a generator to charge a battery bank and then invert that into AC. We've wired the house a whole lot like you would a house that's going to be on the grid. We're leaving the door open as far as being hooked up to the grid someday. But also we just wanted a lot of outlets and some decent lighting just for convenience. And I think that we'll still really keep a mindful eye on consumption so that we don't just ramp up our consumption just because we can. We'll still be mindful about the energy that we're using. Before we could do wiring in the kitchen, we had some design issues to resolve. Sort of over our heads in the middle.
No, I think it should be over the workspace.
Yeah, that's what I
This?
think.
Yeah.
So that gets me what I need for the blocking for that one, which is going to be visible, right? Because we're not concealing these.
Right.
It's not just going to be a box in space. I'm actually going to put a hunk of wood that's going to be finished like this, and that's where that plate mounts.
Yeah, okay.
A little short box, and it just gets surface mounted right to that. And then whatever the fixture is, covers that. There's room for that inside of most fixtures. So I put this board in, which is going to be where one of our light fixtures mounts, right to the underside of it. I finished it to look nice, like the exposed timbers. And then I routed a channel for the Romex to run out to this light fixture. So the Romex can run in here, and then our flooring is going to go over the top of it, but we will have to cover it with steel, 1/16 of an inch thick, just so that when we're putting flooring down, we can't possibly drive a nail through that cable. So there'll just be a thin piece of probably 2-inch wide flat bar that goes over that whole channel. That's how electricity is going to magically get out to the middle of exposed beams. In getting ready for electrical work, we had to figure out where fixtures were going to go. We've made the rounds figuring out where we want all of our switches, where we want all of our outlets. We're wiring it as if it may be connected to the grid one day, and really just wiring it for convenience. We won't use all these outlets. We won't use but maybe 2 outlets at once, but we're putting them all in so we have the options. So this is our friend Miles. You just graduated with your journeyman.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a journeyman electrician willing to come out and give us a hand.
You might recognize Miles. Here's a close-up from our frame raising video and from our dirt video. I think he's actually the perhaps most featured person.
Oh, wow.
Besides our
Yeah.
family.
No shovels today.
Not today. I've had enough of those.
Your mother-in-law was my 5th grade teacher.
That's right.
So when I say helping us with wiring, what it turned into was Miles is going to show up with all of his tools and go to work and do the wiring. So that's awesome.
Okay. Yeah. So you go up into that and then that way? Yeah.
It's great to have a professional on site. He's looking out for us, doing it for the least amount of cost, on our part, but also
Why is that one?
right up to code.
I know I ask questions and stuff. Why is that one the
What did you
12
phone
too?
name?
It's just by code that it has to be 12 grade wire. Mostly because of the appliances that you
Called a
could
code.
possibly use.
Oh, in the kitchen.
Uh-huh.
I see.
So he knows his stuff, and it's great to have people like that. I'm a seeker, I guess you could say, and I want to know what the heck is going on. Not that I need to control everything that's going on, but I like to know so that I know all the parts that are going into it, and I don't have any mysteries in the walls, that I have to call in experts for.
What'd you do?
You did really well. And I think that's it for this phase of it. Did really well.
Good.
So I think that's part of why I want to build my own house and have our place where we're producing for ourselves and consuming less. It's because I rest easy in that knowledge of where things came from and how it's done, and even a little bit of why.
Well, thanks for coming, man.
No problem.
So it's the first full work day on my own house that I've had in several weeks. I'm happy to be back at home. Me being away as much as I have been, and at this particular time of year where there's so much to do on the homestead, has been stressful, both for me not being here to tend to things, and for Esther, who is here to tend to things. But this is where I really belong, so we're just pushing to get through the project, and then I'm staying home. So next, we have lots more stuff to go into walls. A little more wiring. I have to run conduit to run power from our solar panels to the location where we're going to be charging batteries. So that's going in the ceiling cavity, and I want to be able to close that up and do all that beautiful pine paneling before too long. So I'm just going to run conduit with a cord in it, a rope in it, so that I can pull wire later. I also have to do my research on plumbing. It's very little plumbing, but I got to do it right. And then also plumbing propane. We're running not several, but a few appliances on propane. And I want those plumbed right to where those appliances are going to be. So after I do a few more utility projects that I'm not all that familiar with, I'll be able to make some finished surfaces. I'm Nick from Fouch Off Grid. Thanks for watching.
Checkers.
We're going to wire this up. So it only took 10 minutes.